Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the 2024 Hyundai Creta facelift, which is identical or rather very much similar to its brother from another mother, the Kia Seltos facelift. Both the cars get level 2 ADAS with 19 features. Both use the same engines and also the dimensions are very much similar, and both of them now have a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine with a lot of grunt. However, the Seltos gets slightly different gearbox options because the Seltos does not get a diesel manual and the Creta does not get the IMT at all. We don't miss the IMT at all. Good riddance. Meanwhile, the Seltos actually gets fog lamps. The Creta does not get it. The Creta gets 17-inch wheels. The Seltos runs on 18-inch wheels. There's no rain sensor here. Rain sensing wipers are there in the Seltos. Meanwhile, the Seltos has multiple interior color options. The Creta has just one. Even the turbo variants don't have the red inserts which were there before. So another change right there. Meanwhile, the Seltos gets one touch up and down for all the power windows. The Creta only gets it on the driver's side. The Seltos also gets an 8-inch heads-up display which is missing in the Creta. Now some of these features will obviously come back to the Creta in the N-line version, which is due in the next couple of months. And the Seltos has a better organized center console with this flap here. The Creta had a screen for the air purifier which has been removed. The Seltos continues to get it somewhere here. Instead, you have got air purifier vents right there. The Seltos also get sound mode lamps. The Creta gets just one interior ambient light color and it comes out from here. So that's another change. Meanwhile, the Creta also has some unique features like a cooled glove box, a magnet right here so you can stick stuff, and the door pockets in the Creta are much bigger. The screens are the same. Yeah, that's right. The screens and the ADAS features and all are identical, but they've actually flipped the screen. In the Seltos, the curve is on the top. Here it is on the bottom. So they took the screen and they just rotated it. Otherwise, the same 10.25-inch screens on both the sides. But a good feature about the Creta is that it gets Geo Savan. Yes, inbuilt Geo Savan. Okay, that's pure coincidence that it is singing Kia, whatever. So it gets Geo Savan inbuilt for 1 year complimentary, which is worth rupees 750. The music system is also the same. 8-speaker Bose sound system is there in this car. Meanwhile, coming to the rear, the center passenger does get a head in the Seltos. There is no headrest for the center passenger in the Creta. No problem at all. I'm going to use this pillow and create my own. There you go. Modern problems require modern freaking solutions. I don't know why that omission or why Kia believes that it can carry 5 passengers, because in terms of the suspension, because of the higher sidewall of the tires, it is the Creta which offers more comfort when it comes to driving dynamics, the ride quality. Meanwhile, the Seltos also gets real exhaust tips on either side. The Creta no longer gets it because the Creta had dual exhaust for the turbo variant earlier. Now the exhaust is actually right here underneath. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer the Creta or would you prefer the Seltos? Because right now I see that the Seltos has much more features. The X-line will be a little difficult to maintain because of the color. However, the N-line version is coming of the Creta, which I think will be better than the Seltos because the suspension will be stiffer, it will be more dynamic, and obviously it will sound better only from the outside, which actually makes me want to tell you something very important. So let me tell you about an amazing fintech platform called PayMe. It's a RBI registered NBFC into digital lending which offers attractive discounts and interest rates with complete digital onboarding and easy repayments. Taking loan from PayMe requires minimum KYC and can be availed without any collaterals. The approval is instant. PayMe is fully compliant with recent RBI digital lending guidelines. Check the link in the description to know more. And now it's time to give this car the beans. Alright, let's start driving the car. Let me turn it on. And there it turns on immediately. That's an amazing welcome with a Korean song in a Korean car. Dual zone climate control, air conditioning. Let's turn it off straight away. Let's get into drive. I'm going to get into eco mode because I'm so eco-friendly. I'm going to get into traction mode. Should I get into snow, mud or sand? It's not really needed because we're not going aggressive any which ways. And handbrake is down and off we go. So the Creta has got quite a few changes. Some of them you might have not even realized happened over the years. Like I think so this screen got updated long back because the initial car came with a 7-inch screen and then they changed it to this one which is there in the Alcazar. It gets reach and rake adjustment. Earlier it only had height adjustment, so this was also added. Hyundai is not talking about it, so I think they might have added it earlier. And this car is so easy to drive. Look at this steering, so light and like effortless. Let's turn on the driver rear view monitor. In fact, can I turn on this camera also? Yo baby, that's quite cool. Where did that go? Yeah, I want that. No, that camera does not work beyond I think 10 kilometers per hour. Ground clearance is okay, it's not that great, but why is it showing me tire pressure monitor? I want to see the ADAS functions. effortless car to drive. This ride quality is way better than the Seltos because I think the suspension is on the softer side, but it's running on like higher sidewall, higher profile, 17-inch wheels compared to the Seltos is 18-inch wheels. That definitely makes a difference, and it's sliding all over the place. I think we should turn off traction control. I'll keep this pressed, traction control off, and traction and ESC both disabled now. Let's give it some throttle. It's so smooth, it's so freaking refined, it's unbelievably refined and smooth. You don't even realize that this car has an engine. It kind of feels so electric, and look at the amount of dust which is flying right now. Oh god, center passenger's head fell off. That was a temporary jugaad which I did, which really did not last for long. So very effortless to drive this car. In fact, it has got 3 engine options, and all the 3 engines are 1.5 liter units, all of them 16 valve, all of them are DOHC as well. But that's where the difference stops, because the highest displacement is actually for the 1.5 liter petrol engine, the MPI, the naturally aspirated motor, which has the least performance or the least output, 115 PS of power, and the torque output is 143.8 Newton meters. It comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox, and it also gets IVT, which is a CVT, which is finally available in the top trim. Earlier, that top trim was only reserved for turbo engines and diesel and all that, but that is also come now. Let's throttle. So performance in Eco is quite dull, so we are just going to get into the normal drive mode. And obviously now the engine, children crossing ahead everywhere. I know this display is so amazing. It becomes a little bit vocal as I get onto the throttle. So higher end of the rev range, it is vocal. That 1.5 liter engine, the MPI, has the highest displacement in terms of like by few cc's, that is. But the least performance and the efficiency is lower than this one, the turbo, which has the most performance and the least displacement. So the diesel is obviously the engine of choice. There's a 6-speed manual, and there is obviously, where are we going? I think, did I take a wrong turn? Probably yes. So there's a 6-speed manual for the diesel, which is not there in the Seltos, and there is a 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox, and there are paddle shifters as well. So the diesel produces 116 PS of power, 1 PS more when compared to before. I think, how many schools are around here? So I think they actually updated it with the BS 6.2 emission norms. Now that update also came to this diesel engine, and it obviously produces 250 Newton meters of torque, which is considerable. Performance is good for the diesel, but with the BS 6.2 update, it doesn't feel that punchy. And Hyundai also claims that they have made changes to the steering. The steering is now better in the turbo. It has more weight, and the suspension is stiffer as well in the turbo. I feel the diesel is stiffer because when I was driving the diesel yesterday, I found the suspension to be slightly more stiffer there because of the added weight. They probably must have given it more weight. So that's also a certain change, which probably makes the difference of opting for the diesel, because that's more fun to drive for sure. Now let's talk about this 1.5 liter turbo petrol engine, which has least displacement and better efficiency when compared to the 1.5 MPI. But that actually makes me stop this car, change the drive mode into sport, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and this is the problem with this engine. Does not launch, upshifts at just 5,500 RPM, but performance is actually very, very good. So this is producing 160 PS of power, an increase of 20 horsepower when compared to before, and 253 Newton meters of torque, an increase of 11 Newton meters when compared to before. And the before is obviously the 1.4 liter turbo petrol engine. Hyundai did not need to make that change, but they've given this so much performance. This is sort of class leading, sort of, I'm saying, because the Seltos also has similar numbers. So let's make a quick overtake. Not really. Let me downshift. Yeah, let's actually get into manual mode, and let's try and launch here. And the problem is this DCT just does not launch. Here, come on, doesn't rev. They need to give it launch control. It's showing me 7.7 kilometers per liter right now. So fuel efficiency is not the USP of this car for sure, because the turbo engine drinks a lot more fuel as you push it hard and fast, but performance is very good. It feels very sprightly. Performance is actually quite linear. Mid-range is nice and juicy, and the top end is phenomenal. From the sound perspective, how many schools are here? So from the sound perspective, it sounds really nice and loud in sport mode, but it's just, how many children are going to cross? Today's a Sunday, everybody's on holiday, so chill and relax right now.
Education is the most important thing in the world.
So this engine is smooth and refined. It gets vocal in the higher end of the rev range, and it's a very nice engine. Yeah, it's one of the best in the segment without a doubt. Now it's not giving me a downshift because we are in auto mode. Otherwise, it's fast with shifts. It does aggressive downshifts as well. Check this out, okay? Slow down. Oh god, come on, downshift. I'm going to manually do it. Same engine as the Seltos, and it is amazing. It's fast, it's fun, it is also slightly vocal in the higher end of the rev range in a sporty way. It just does not redline higher up because it upshifts quite soon. So redline is around 6000 rpm, which isn't much, to be honest, and it's not very dynamic because the suspension is on the softer side, so the ride quality is better when compared to the Seltos. But the problem is that the steering doesn't have much feel. It does weigh up at high speeds but doesn't have any feel as such, so it's not a car you would really enjoy driving, and there's obviously some amount of body roll as well. Now Hyundai has obviously given it level 2 ADAS. There are 19 features. There's forward collision warning, there's automatic emergency braking, there's lane keep assist, there's lane departure warning, there is reverse cross traffic alert as well, along with blind view monitor. Actually this is the blind view monitor, that is the blind view alert. Oh my god, the train might come any moment. Let's go. So the Fatak is open at the moment, and ground clearance is not an issue. Brakes also good, all-wheel discs of course, and what a smooth car. Great performance. This engine is amazing, honestly. I have nothing to complain about. But Hyundai has given it so many features. It has got home to car, Alexa, and obviously dual zone climate control, air conditioning. They should have not removed the air purifier display, which they have done from the center console. So now there's no display, there's just vents here, and a heads up display is also much awaited. So compared to the Seltos, obviously I think they are going more aggressive in terms of the pricing, because they're like, they have the X line, we have the N line, and with the N line we are obviously going to give it all those features which are missing in the Creta facelift when compared to the Seltos facelift. I think they should have offered a manual here, because it's only available with the DCT gearbox, which is fast with shifts, but it's slightly jerky when you are driving at lower speeds, so that's a problem. And then over bad roads, yeah, insulation levels could be better because the tires and the suspension get a bit noisy. However, Hyundai is like, we have increased the high strength steel as well as the advanced strength steel in this car, and they've also made changes to the impact points and improved the structural rigidity. Impact points, I mean, they have changed the way the energy flows out in case of an impact to make it more safer. So I'm just waiting for the NCAP test, because if this car gets 5-star NCAP, not NCAP anymore, but Bharat NCAP, I meant, the testing which happens in India, which Harrier has already gone through, I think, or Safari. So this car will then really kill the competition, because safety is the only aspect where people were not so reassured with Hyundai cars. It has all the features, it has got all the tech, it drives well, very performance oriented, amazing engine, lot of engine options, lot of powertrain options. No IMT here. The IMT is only now with the Kia guys, because they are like, we will offer IMT. Hyundai is not offering it anymore. They really don't need to, because a manual is a manual. But a diesel manual is not really my choice. I would opt for the diesel automatic, because that drives better. But a manual here would be so amazing, because then you can launch this car. You can't launch this car only, that is the biggest issue, because it just does not let you launch. Around the corners, I can feel the roll. So yeah, it's not very sure-footed as such. The Seltos feels slightly better there, but then the ride is better, and most people really care about the ride quality of this car when they are buying it. Their suspension getting a bit too noisy. Okay, it's time for the brake test. Okay, it's sure-footed, yeah. There he has it started, and it has the world's most advanced parking sensors, which detect something. I mean, it detects air also, because at lower speeds they automatically keep detecting there is nobody ahead other than air. Why are you detecting it right now? Brakes are nice, but ABS is just way too oversensitive. So I think there are some curves here. We should put the car through them right now. What is wrong with you parking sensors? What are you up to?
I see dead people.
How are you detecting air at the moment? Anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Doesn't really launch, but that's that. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin. Impressive. So this guy's also got something known as LVDA. Do not pronounce what it means, but it actually means lead vehicle departure alert, and it has got adaptive cruise control. All those features are there. Around the corners, I can feel the roll. But yes, this car's performance is so good, it deserves a more compelling chassis, which hopefully the N line will fulfill. So it's available in around 25 variants. Price range starts at rupees 13 lakhs on road Mumbai for the base variant, going all the way to 23.5 lakh rupees for this particular variant. The N-line version is going to cost approximately 1 lakh more, so that's around 24.5 lakhs. Similar pricing, slightly more than the Seltos X line for the top end variant. The N line, I'm just speculating right now, but the N line will definitely, oh my god, their collision it is detecting. And the most important feature of a Creta, yeah, and the most irritating feature as well, Creta guys are very horny. I mean honky, what's the right term? I don't even know that. But yeah, so there you have it guys. Interesting how Hyundai Kia are just improving their cars time and again, making it better in almost every aspect. And this facelifted model is just going to sell in way better numbers now. I just wish it had a proper handbrake. Hopefully they offer it with the N line, but I don't think they're going to be doing that. Let's launch it again. Oh, ABS needs to be better, yeah. Oh, there we have the parking sensors.
Well, now I'm getting very irritated.
Okay, let's launch. Come on, come on, come on. How is it upshifting at 5000 RPM in first gear? Is this a diesel or something of that sort? So, the price premium for the turbo is approximately 1.7 lakhs. But since the turbo is not available in the manual, when you compare it with the manual to this DCT, the price difference is 3.3 lakhs because they're charging around 1.6, 1.7 lakhs more for the automatic alone. That's how the there collision warning. The ADAS system actually works quite well on this car. I'm quite impressed. Let's use the wipers. Plenty of spray on offer. This car actually has some sort of cost cutting here and there. Firstly, why is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity not wireless? Why is there no mirror on this side? And although there are a lot of hard plastics, they've put some soft materials here, which is finally a good thing which they have done. Otherwise, this car was full of hard plastics. They've listened to feedback. They've made certain changes here and there, which is definitely something you would appreciate. And it comes with a 3 years unlimited kilometer warranty, which you can extend to 7 years with limited kilometers, of course. It comes with 3 year roadside assistance, and you can take 5 years maintenance package as well. It also comes with 3 years Blue Link subscription, which is complimentary. After that, you'll have to start paying, and it comes with 16 OTA updates for the maps, that is over the air updates for the maps. After that, again, you have to start paying. And if you notice, the earlier Creta's turbo variants actually had red inserts here that have been removed now because they will put all that in the N line, right? So yes, they could have differentiated a bit with the colors. And talking about colors, it has only one ambient lighting here, so it should have had sound mode lamps, which Kia obviously offers. So this car will return you somewhere between 8 to 12 kilometers per liter depending on your driving style. I think it's going to return single digit numbers when you're driving this car aggressively. So yes, mileage is not good of turbo petrol engine cars when you drive them aggressively, but if you drive them sanely, the mileage can be decent. It has a 50 liter fuel tank, which is decent enough, I would say. Now let's launch it once again. Let's launch it ahead because yeah, I'm not getting that fun thrill out of the car just because it doesn't launch aggressively. This DCT box doesn't want to blow. It just wants to ring the front parking sensors.
Shut up!
Hazard lights off and launch! Come on! These modes now, they actually alter the engine, the gearbox as well as the steering. The steering has slightly more weight in sport but not enough to make you smile. Both these screens have support for 12 languages. Yes, the UI supports 12 languages, including some local and regional languages as well. And Hyundai sold 13,000 units of the Creta every month last year, which is quite the sales. They could have been selling more than 20,000 units, but Kia has stolen the thunder by selling a lot of the Seltos. So people obviously cross-shop because both the cars are very similar. So guys, oh my god, I have to go to the school now and see what is this school which is functioning. I mean, where are all the children today? And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button. And don't forget to check out the amazing fintech platform called PayMe. Hello children, where are you? I can't see you. All are John Cena kids.